Have you ever felt exhausted even when everything around you seems normal? Like there's a weight pressing down on your mind, but no one talks about it. You're not alone. And what you're experiencing isn't just personal weakness. It's something far bigger, something hidden in plain sight. Every day, subtle forces chip away at your energy, your focus, and your sense of self. You might think it's just stress or bad luck. But what if I told you that modern society itself is designed to keep you trapped? To make you feel busy, yet empty, connected, yet isolated, free, yet utterly controlled. This isn't a conspiracy theory. It's a brutal truth few dare to speak aloud, because admitting it means questioning everything you believed about success, productivity, and what it really means to be free. You're losing power every day, and the trap only tightens as you fall deeper into invisible patterns crafted to confuse and exhaust you. But here's the good news. Recognizing the trap is the first step toward breaking free. In this video, you'll discover how to reclaim your strength by seeing through the illusion. This isn't just about working harder or trying new hacks. It's about waking up to a reality that most people willingly ignore. If you're tired of feeling drained, overwhelmed, and manipulated, if you want a way out but don't know where to start, stay with me. The answers you're about to hear will challenge what you think you know, and might just change how you live forever. This is a truth hidden in the noise, a silent war for your mind and soul. Are you ready to see the invisible trap and step out of it before it's too late? Illusion of freedom. He thinks he's free. He picks his clothes in the morning, scrolls through apps, chooses a job, maybe even changes cities. On the surface, it looks like freedom. But look closer. The choices were already laid out for him. Pre-selected, curated, mass-produced. Like a child picking from a fixed menu and believing he's in charge of the restaurant. The truth? He never asked who built the menu, or why. Freedom today is a performance. You're told you can be whoever you want, but only within safe, digestible roles. Pick your political tribe. Choose your favorite brand of rebellion. Express yourself, just not in ways that truly challenge the machine. Try stepping outside the social algorithm and watch how quickly you're labeled dangerous, unstable, or irrelevant. Is that freedom? Or just a sandbox carefully fenced in? Imagine a man born in a glass box. He can move, speak, and act, but only within the walls he never built. He decorates the space. He thinks he's free. But the box remains. That's modern autonomy. It's not about control through force anymore. It's about shaping the environment so you never think of leaving. And the cruelest part? The walls are invisible. Until you hit them. Take the corporate world. You're free to choose your path, as long as it fits the productivity matrix. Want to leave the rat race? You'll be called lazy, unrealistic, immature. In India, family honor dictates decisions. In the US, it's hustle culture. Both whisper the same message. Play your role, stay in line. Even our rebellions are monetized. Tattoos, tech sabbaticals, authenticity retreats. How radical can you be if someone's profiting off your awakening? The internet promises unlimited expression. But it's a casino. Algorithms funnel your thoughts into echo chambers. You don't see what's real, you see what's profitable. Step out of line, and you're shadow banned or mocked into silence. The illusion of voice is often more dangerous than silence itself, because you believe you're being heard, when really, you're just being harvested. And here's the kicker. Most people feel this, that faint itch, that something's off. But instead of pausing, they double down, work harder, shop more, chase louder identities. Not because they're blind, but because they're afraid of the void outside the illusion. They fear real freedom. It's not comfortable. It demands responsibility, isolation, pain, and truth. So how do you know if you're truly free? Ask yourself, when was the last time you made a decision that scared people? That risked your social position, your paycheck, your image? Real freedom doesn't always feel good. It often feels like loss, like exile. But it's the only path towards something real, something yours. And yet, even if someone breaks free from the illusion, what awaits him? Another trap, this time disguised as progress. The productivity trap. You've heard it 1,000 times. Time is money. Hustle harder, no days off. The glorification of productivity is the religion of our era. The digital clock never stops ticking. Emails flood your inbox. Notifications ping endlessly. Every moment is either capitalized or wasted, no middle ground allowed. But here's the secret the system won't admit. This endless doing doesn't bring freedom, it steals it. A man drowning in tasks may feel busy, important, and alive. But beneath the surface, he's trapped. Chasing deadlines, climbing invisible ladders, responding to demands that never end. His mind never rests. His spirit never breathes. The chaos of busyness is a shield, to hide from questions like, who am I without what I produce? What do I want beyond the grind? See, the productivity trap is subtle. It wears the mask of ambition. You can achieve anything if you work hard enough, it says. But the truth is, hard work without direction is exhaustion. It's a hamster wheel spinning faster and faster until you forget why you're running at all. Our ancestors had seasons, times to hunt, times to rest, times to dream. Modern life replaced that with non-stop motion, because motion looks like progress. Scroll, type, talk, buy, swipe, sell, repeat. But what if real progress is in the pauses? In the silent moments when the mind wanders, when ideas ferment, when self-awareness blooms. This trap breeds more than tired bodies. It breeds empty souls. People who achieve everything externally but feel hollow inside. And the irony? The more they produce, the less they produce what truly matters. How many great ideas came from frantic work? Almost none. They came from solitude, reflection, boredom, the places we run away from. The productivity cult tells us to fear boredom like a disease. But boredom is a portal, a signpost pointing toward deeper truths. Yet society shames boredom, rest, failure, lazy, unmotivated, waste of potential. These labels chain us tighter than any prison bars. What if the real revolution is learning to do less, to say no, to stop glorifying the grind and start honoring the mind? You don't escape the productivity trap by working harder. You escape by redefining what work means, by reclaiming time not as currency, but as life itself, constructed identity. We often wear our identities like costumes, stitched together not by our true selves, but by society's expectations and cultural scripts. Labels like student, manager, or creator aren't neutral. They shape how we move, speak, and even think. But who are we beneath these roles? When was the last time you asked yourself that question without fear or hesitation? In modern society, much of who we are is inherited rather than chosen. Family pressures push us toward certain careers. Social trends dictate how we express ourselves. And digital platforms reward the version of us that gets the most likes and shares. The result? We perform for approval, constantly adapting to meet external demands instead of exploring our inner truths. Take the workplace in the US, for example. Men and women often find themselves stuck in roles they didn't fully choose, climbing corporate ladders that were expected rather than desired. They adopt jargon, attitudes, even personalities that fit the mold, all to avoid standing out or risking rejection. It's a daily performance where authenticity becomes a luxury few can afford. Social media intensifies this pressure. Every post, comment, and reaction becomes a tiny verdict on our value. Imagine scrolling through endless curated snapshots, feeling compelled to project success and happiness even when reality feels messy. This constant feedback loop teaches us to craft identities based on validation, not on genuine self-understanding. But this constructed self is fragile. It's like building a house on sand, shaky foundations of approval and fear of judgment. When the applause fades or when roles shift, the mask cracks. The question becomes, who remains behind that mask? Without constant reinforcement, the self can dissolve into confusion and emptiness. Escaping this trap starts with questioning. Journaling is a powerful tool here. Writing prompts like, what parts of me do I hide to please others? Or, what would I do if no one was watching? Create space for honest reflection. Another practice is deliberate solitude, moments without screens or noise, where you can listen to your thoughts without filters. Rediscovering your true self is uncomfortable. It threatens the identity you've built, challenges relationships, and confronts deep fears. But the alternative, living a life shaped by others, is a slow death of the soul. You deserve to find out who you really are beyond inherited roles and digital applause. So when did you last peel back the layers of your identity? When did you dare to ask not what others expect, but who you truly want to be? This is the heart of the invisible trap, and breaking free means starting with yourself. Comfort as a cage. Comfort sounds like a reward, right? But in modern society, it's more like a slow poison disguised as safety. We chase ease, convenience, and instant gratification like there's no tomorrow. Think about your daily routine. Cozy couch, endless streaming, fast food delivered to your door. Feels good, sure. But what if that comfort is quietly chaining you down? It numbs your senses, dulls your hunger for growth, and masks the pain that actually sparks transformation. When was the last time you truly felt challenged, uncomfortable, or pushed beyond your limits? If you can't remember, that's the warning sign. Picture a man glued to his smartphone, scrolling endlessly, avoiding real confrontation with himself or the world. That screen isn't just a window to connection, it's a padded cell where resilience shrivels. Comfort lulls us into complacency, making rebellion against the status quo seem unnecessary, even risky. It's a subtle trap because comfort tempts with safety, yet steals our ability to endure struggle, the very thing that forges strength. This isn't about hating relaxation. It's about realizing when comfort becomes a cage. Look around at society's comforts. Self-checkout lines, climate-controlled homes, and apps that do everything for us. These conveniences, while amazing, also foster dependency. When discomfort arises, we panic or escape instead of adapting. For example, in the workplace, an employee might choose a predictable, uninspiring job over one that challenges their skills, because the fear of discomfort is stronger than ambition. Ever notice how comfortable people often resist change? It's because they've built invisible walls around themselves. Now, let's talk about emotional comfort. It's easy to stick with safe relationships, familiar routines, and familiar opinions. But emotional comfort zones shrink your world, making personal growth feel threatening. Like the man who avoids tough conversations to keep peace, he might feel safe but is actually trapped in shallow connections. What's the cost of comfort when it stops you from embracing your true self? How often do we sacrifice authenticity just to avoid the discomfort of conflict or self-exploration? There's also the physical comfort that dulls awareness. When the body never experiences mild hardship, cold, hunger, exertion, it loses its ability to bounce back. The ancient Greeks knew this. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger. Today, with climate control, food abundance, and minimal physical labor, we're weakening the very vessel that carries our spirit. Have you noticed how quickly people get frustrated with minor inconveniences? That's comfort breeding weakness. But here's the twist. Comfort isn't the enemy. It's the addiction to it, the refusal to face discomfort that traps us. To grow, you must learn to embrace discomfort as a teacher, not a threat. Try small discomforts daily, cold showers, brief fasting, or hard conversations. These practices break the spell comfort casts, igniting your inner fire. Imagine the freedom in choosing growth over ease. How long will you let comfort rob you of your potential? So, comfort is both a sanctuary and a prison, depending on how you engage with it. It can soothe or it can smother. The real question is, are you living or merely existing within your comfort zone? The next trap lies hidden in plain sight, controlling your mind in ways you might never guess. Are you ready to see what's really stealing your attention? The hijacking of attention. In modern society, attention is the new battlefield. Think about it. Every ping, every notification, every news headline is designed to steal your focus, pulling you away from what truly matters. Your mind becomes fragmented, bouncing from one stimulus to another, never settling, never resting. This constant distraction isn't accidental, it's engineered. Algorithms are master manipulators, feeding you endless content tailored to keep you scrolling, clicking, and consuming. Have you ever noticed how time disappears while you're mindlessly browsing? That's not just coincidence, it's control. Picture your attention as a precious currency. The more you spend on shallow distractions, the less you have for self-awareness, reflection, and meaningful action. The hijackers don't need to force you into submission. They just overwhelm your senses, fragmenting your focus into tiny pieces that can't unite to form a coherent sense of self. This fragmentation is a silent invasion. Your inner world becomes noisy, chaotic, and reactive. What happens when your mind is always in reaction mode? You lose the power to choose, to decide calmly, to be present. Consider the office worker constantly bombarded with emails, Slack messages, and Zoom calls. They switch tasks every few minutes, never finishing a single project without interruption. Or the young adult endlessly scrolling social media, chasing likes and validation but feeling emptier with every swipe. These examples aren't isolated. They are the new normal. Attention is being monetized, stolen, and exploited. The question is, how long will you let this continue? How long until your ability to focus, to connect with yourself, is completely eroded? What's worse is that this hijacking of attention feeds into emotional exhaustion and anxiety. Your brain is wired to crave novelty, so the flood of stimuli creates a cycle of craving and dissatisfaction. You're always looking for the next hit, the next distraction, but it never fills the void. It leaves you tired, frustrated, and disconnected from your deeper needs. How often do you find yourself exhausted, yet unable to rest because your mind keeps jumping from one thing to the next? That restless fatigue is a symptom of attention theft. Breaking free starts with awareness. Notice how often your focus is pulled away by external noise. Practice reclaiming your attention by deliberately stepping away from screens and digital noise. Try a simple exercise. Set a timer for 10 minutes and sit in silence, observing your thoughts without judgment. It's uncomfortable at first, but it begins to rebuild the muscle of concentration. Another practical step is scheduling deep work sessions where distractions are minimized. These moments of clarity allow you to reconnect with your true priorities, rather than the fragmented inputs designed to control you. Attention hijacking is not just a tech problem, it's a cultural one. Society values constant connectivity and instant gratification over reflection and depth. The system profits from your distraction, but you pay the price in lost identity and diminished willpower. This is the invisible trap tightening around your mind. When did you last control your attention instead of letting it control you? Remember, every moment you spend scattered is a moment lost from your authentic self. So how do you reclaim your mind in a world designed to steal it? The answer isn't loud protests or radical breaks. It's in small, radical acts of stillness and presence, resisting the urge to react, to engage with every stimulus. What does true control over your attention look like? It looks like freedom. Freedom to think deeply, to feel fully, and to live intentionally. But first, you have to wake up to the hijacking. Are you ready to stop being a passenger in your own mind? Rediscovering the self. In a world drowning in noise and distraction, silence becomes a radical act. Quietude is not merely the absence of sound, it is the presence of undisturbed self-awareness. When you intentionally withdraw from the constant bombardment of external stimuli, you create space, a sacred space, for your inner world to emerge. This is resistance. In stillness, you resist the chaos imposed by society, the endless demands for your attention and the pressure to perform. Quietude reclaims your sovereignty over your mind. Imagine moments without notifications, without social media, without the hum of the digital hive. In these moments, the noise fades and what remains is the raw essence of you, unfiltered, unmediated, real. It is in this stillness that your thoughts gain clarity, your emotions settle, and your purpose realigns. The ability to sit with yourself without distraction is a muscle, one that modern life has atrophied. Cultivating quietude rebuilds that muscle and fortifies your mental resilience. Quietude is an act of rebellion against the cultural norm of constant busyness. Society glorifies distraction as productivity and noise as engagement. But this is a lie. True power lies in the ability to disconnect, to pause, and to be fully present with yourself. This presence is not passive. It is deeply active, a conscious choice to honor your own mind and soul above external demands. When you embrace quietude, you regain the ability to reflect, to innovate, and to act with intention. This resistance through stillness also creates the conditions for transformation. Change doesn't happen in the frenzy of distraction. It happens in the moments when you confront your true self without masks or distractions. It is here that you face your fears, your shadows, and your deepest desires. Quietude becomes a mirror, reflecting back what needs to be healed and what must be released. Through this process, you emerge stronger, clearer, and more grounded. But quietude is difficult because it confronts you with what modern life tries to bury: discomfort, boredom, and the raw edges of your psyche. The impulse is to escape back into noise and distraction, to avoid facing the silence. Yet it is precisely in this discomfort that growth occurs. By resisting the urge to flee, you build inner strength and reclaim your mind's autonomy. In practical terms, cultivating quietude means setting boundaries with technology, scheduling daily moments of stillness, and practicing mindfulness or meditation. It means choosing presence over distraction, quality over quantity. These small acts accumulate, creating a fortress of mental clarity and peace that shields you from the hijacking forces outside. Quietude is not isolation, it is connection. Connection with your deepest self. In a culture that thrives on fragmentation, choosing stillness is choosing wholeness. It is the ultimate form of resistance and the foundation of true freedom. How do you practice quietude in your daily life? What distractions do you need to shed to hear your own voice again? Radical stillness as resistance. In modern society, true liberation isn't a loud roar. It's a quiet, almost invisible act. While the world pushes for constant noise, hustle, and performance, radical stillness quietly reclaims what has been stolen: your humanity. The system profits when you stay distracted, disconnected, and performing for others. But choosing authenticity over performance is the ultimate rebellion. It's a revolution born in silence. Think of radical stillness as unplugging from the endless chatter and chaos engineered to keep you fragmented. It's a refusal to play by the rules of a system that demands constant availability and surface-level engagement. When you embrace stillness, you break free from the invisible chains binding your attention and your identity. The stillness becomes a sanctuary where your true self can emerge. Imagine a man in a busy office, overwhelmed by emails and notifications, who chooses to close his laptop and simply breathe for 10 minutes. That simple act, doing nothing, defies the expectation that his worth is tied to constant output. In that moment, he reclaims power. Radical stillness isn't laziness, it's a strategic withdrawal to gain clarity and strength. It's resistance through presence. This resistance is deeply uncomfortable because it goes against the grain of modern culture. The pressure to always perform, to always be visible, creates a false narrative that silence equals failure. But in reality, silence is a powerful statement. It's saying no to superficial validation and yes to inner truth. It's an act of courage few dare to take. In a world where algorithms hijack your attention, radical stillness becomes an act of self-defense. It protects your mind from endless distractions that chip away at your sense of self. By choosing stillness, you reclaim control over what you consume, think, and feel. This quiet defiance makes you less vulnerable to manipulation, more grounded in your values, and more present in your life. Practicing radical stillness means setting boundaries, turning off devices, saying no to social obligations that drain you, and resisting the urge to fill every moment with noise. It means embracing discomfort and uncertainty, because true growth happens in that space. Over time, this builds a fortress of resilience, making you untouchable by the system's attempts to fracture your mind. Ultimately, radical stillness is revolutionary because it disrupts the status quo. It dismantles the illusion that worth is performance-based and reminds you that your value lies in being, not doing. By choosing authenticity, you spark a silent revolution, one that grows stronger with every moment you resist the call to distraction. How long will you stay captive to noise before reclaiming your freedom? This quiet rebellion naturally leads to a deeper understanding of self and a renewed sense of purpose. But before you can fully embrace this stillness, you must first face a harsher truth about where your attention really goes and how much control you've surrendered. Are you ready to see what lies beneath the surface? That question sets the stage for the deeper journey ahead. You've just glimpsed the hidden structures that quietly shape your reality. How comfort can become a cage, how your attention is stolen without notice, and how the illusion of freedom keeps you enslaved. This isn't about blaming society or giving up hope. It's about waking up to the silent forces that drain your power and reclaiming your mind from their grasp. Ask yourself, will you stay trapped in this invisible web playing the role designed for you? Or will you break free, step into true autonomy, and rediscover what it means to live on your own terms? The choice is yours, but time is not on your side. Remember, this journey isn't easy. The system fights hard to keep you distracted and compliant. But armed with awareness and the courage to resist, you can dismantle the patterns that keep you small and invisible. This video promised you a way out, a chance to reclaim your strength and sovereignty. Don't let it slip away. If you're ready to take that step, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Join this community of seekers who refuse to settle for shallow freedom. And let me know you're committed by commenting below with, "I'm breaking free. Your voice matters here." It's the first act of rebellion against the invisible trap. Stay tuned for the next video, where we'll dive even deeper into the strategies that powerful individuals use to navigate and ultimately transcend this modern labyrinth. The path to freedom is hidden, but it's not impossible, and it starts with you.